If you want to have a big change in your life, you need two things. First of all, what? And second, how? I repeat, first of all, what? And second, how? What am I supposed to change? And how I am supposed to change? These W and H is so important in life. We are talking about birth and rebirth. The birth is what? Simple, physical, biological birth, conditioning birth, programming birth. All of our reactions, behavior, attitude is programmed. If I abuse you, confirmed, you are going to give me abuses. All our actions are programmed, but here comes rebirth. When you are taking rebirth, new decision, new behavior, new attitude, there comes a point when somebody is abusing you or misbehaving you, then you have a choice either to abuse him right now or later. It happened in the life of Buddha, Lord Buddha, after his enlightenment, when he was enlightened, when he took rebirth, and somebody came and he listened to Buddha for 1 hour, and after the speech, he was not happy with this speech. Not necessarily everybody got to be happy. He literally abused Buddha and spat on his face. And Buddha just brought out his, I will not say hanky, but a small piece of, cloth, and he just wiped it off, and he said, do you have anything to say? Because I have to go for some another presentation. And the guy was so curious. He said, aren't you angry? He said, oh my God, that's not in your hand. That's not in your hand. Your job is to spit on my face. My job is to think when to be angry, when not to be angry. The problem with us, we know many things, but we don't do anything. Do we agree on this? Everybody loudly. We know many things, but we don't do anything. They say knowing is knowing, doing is doing. If knowing was doing, then nobody will get married. Sorry. If knowing was doing, then nobody will get married. We know many things. The problem of our country, we know many things. But here comes the analysis. The analysis says that the distinguishes between 97% and 3%. 97% people are those who are always thinking, chit-chatting, wasting time, but not taking action. And as Swami Chinmayananda says, decision plus action is equal to transformation. I repeat, decision plus action is equal to transformation, and decision minus action is equal to tension. We have decided, but if you don't take any action, somebody is coming. G.R.D. Tata says, my competitor is just 5 minutes behind me. If I lack taking an action, the guy is going to beat me hollow because the competition is so tough. So 3% people are those, they're always taking new decision, new action, new venture, new discussion, new meeting, new area discovering. They are not in waiting, they are always in sailing. Now this is the problem with people. They come in 97% category. Every time they talk about problem, every time they talk about challenge. But let's shift the mind from here. Let's see, can we discover some new solutions for life? And I have realized one thing, life always provides you many solutions. So here comes my lovely, triangle for you. The triangle goes like this. There are 3 areas where we all need to grow. If I want to jump from 97 to 3%, area number 1 is K, number 2 is A, and number 3 is S. We need a larger heart to see the positive side. So here we go. The first thing is knowledge. The question for all of us. Haven't you observed, ladies and gentlemen, we have knowledge for everything. The problem is not with knowledge. The problem comes in 2 areas where I want to focus in the seminar. Area number 1 is attitude, and the second is skill. What type of attitude I have for my job? And here is an example in front of you. I was in a supermarket to purchase some grocery item. I'm a very good husband. And as I purchased some grocery item, vegetables and then daily uses item, I went to the cash counter and I found 2 queues were there. 2 counters were there. As an intelligent human being, what I did, I have chosen the short queue, the smaller one. But I realized later on, कभी-कभी कुछ लाइनें छोटी दिखती हैं, लेकिन वो बड़ी बहुत हो जाती हैं. So I went to the cash counter with my double bag, some fruits were there, some vegetables were there, and some dal and rice and every damn thing was there. And I kept all my items. It was 7:30 in the evening in the supermarket, sir. And the guy who was a packer, he looked at me like this. Now what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? I want you to answer this. This is interesting. What is the meaning? Let me elaborate. He said, मैंने आप जैसा stupid आदमी नहीं देखा. क्या जरूरत थी ये सब खरीदने की? देख नहीं रहे 7:30 बज गए, घर जाना है. All these are the symbols, unsaid words, So what he did, he took all my items out. And first of all, what did he do? He put the grapes, the lovely looking, beautiful, juicy grapes in the bag. Tack! Oh my God! The heart was out. Dil bahar aa gaya. And above grape, it was packet of dal and rice, completely squeezed. And then he said, okay. And then he said, next. And then I said, horrible service. So I went to my friend, I said, तूने किस जगह मुझे refer किया यार? They don't know how to serve. The products are good, but the service is bad. Are we there? And you will see why small action deviate us from getting business or client हमारे हाथ से निकलता रहता है. We don't even realize because we don't do any workshop. We are not upgrading them. We are not taking training. I always say once in a week, come on, sit down with your colleagues and friends. Give them training. You become trainer. So everyday monotonous life is taking place. The guy's hand is functioning. The heart is not functioning. He's not there on the job. Then he said, किस line में तू खड़ा हुआ था? I said, the shorter one. He said, come on, go with me. Next month, let's go to the same shop, but the longer queue. I went to the longer queue. And the guy who was a packer, now look at me, because, I'll need to explain you through body language. The guy who was a packer, he was looking everybody who was standing in the queue and he was said, बस अभी जल्दी आ रहा हूं, जल्दी कर रहा हूं, sir, जल्दी कर रहा हूं. Now he was giving a message and a signal, don't worry, I'm doing fast. Now what happens? Then you become relaxed. And as I came close to him, I was not in a good mood, so I was not smiling naturally. He looked at me and he said, बहुत दिन बाद दिखे सर आप. I said, when did you meet me last? बोला आप आए थे ना उस तरफ खड़े हुए थे आप. I observed you. I said, great. And then he looked at all my items and he said, great purchasing, sir. ये grapes मैंने कल ही truck से unload किए. So let me discriminate the softer products and the harder products. So let me put the softer products in one bag and the harder products in the another bag. Let me see if the bag is okay. No, it's not okay. Let me put another bag. And then he said, all the best, Jesus. See you soon. And I said, hey, you are a beautiful survey material for me. How much salary you get? बोले वही तो सभी को एक salary मिलती है, वही हमको भी मिलती है. But I said, why this extra initiative you are taking? He said, because I want to make sure कि जब आप इस दुकान से वापस जाएं तो मेरे बारे में सोचें, किसी और के बारे में ना सोचें. Are we there? When you are going out from that shop, you have to think about me and you will say, guy has given me beautiful service. Sir, I'm having, now let me use a word. He said, I'm having a romance with my job. When you love your job so much, when you have a romance with your job, what you need to do is to have a right attitude. I would rather shift the word positive attitude to right attitude, because sometimes 24 hours keeping attitude positive is not possible. It's not possible. If anybody says you got to keep your attitude positive 24 hours, practically not possible. Because sometimes the mood swings. Sometimes biological reason, psychological reason, the mood swings. It goes down, goes up, goes down. But there are two types of people. Type number one, they are controlled by their mood. I call them type number one. They come in 97 category. Gussa aaya, turant gussa kar diya. There was a great spiritual master in Russia and his name was George Gurdjieff. And when he was about to die, when his father was about to die, his father called him and said, Gurdjieff, I have given you nothing. Only one lifelong teaching I'm going to give you. He said, Dad, what? And Gurdjieff's father said, जब भी कोई बात बुरा करने का मन करे, whenever you feel like doing anything wrong, delay that action for 48 hours. And whenever you feel like doing anything good, do it then and there. And Gurdjieff said, this small technique has really did a miracle in my life. जब भी मुझे गुस्सा आया, मैंने उसको 48 hours डिले किया, फिर मैंने देखा गुस्से की क्वालिटी बदल गई है. हमें भी बहुत बार गुस्सा आता, but we are too fast in pouring our anger. And in service industry, they say you are supposed to say no, but with a lot of smiling face. You cannot have a Humpty Dumpty face and say no. We have knowledge. We know every damn thing. The problem comes in right attitude, or a positive attitude, or a great attitude, or a creative attitude. The question is, do I have a philosophy? You know, the problem with us sometimes, we don't know how to say no. Are we there? We don't know how to say no. Sometimes it is mandatory. It is important to say no. ये चीज ऐसे नहीं हो सकती है. Because we feel हमारे हाथ से client ना निकल के चले जाए. I can give you a guarantee because it's been 18 years. I've been interacting with some of the best people from your industry only, and I found that they have kept their philosophy so high. Question of compromising doesn't come, you know. They have their own ways, and things are happening automatically. Because once your brand value is created, you can go in any business. Same clients can be used in same business. Once your brand value is created. It was in the Henry Ford's factory, Queen Elizabeth was visiting. I don't know how far it is true or false. And Queen Elizabeth was visiting in Ford's factory, and Queen was just looking his factory, and Henry Ford said, "Ma'am, I have a desire to give you one car as a gift." She said, "I have many cars. I don't need any car." He said, "No, not for you, for me, because if you sit in my car, my brand value increases." And then Queen said, "Okay, if you have a desire to give me a car, in the corner, I can see that lovely, beautiful car, sports car. Can I buy that? Can I take that?" He said, "Madam, 20 minutes time for setting the car right. Let's go at the reception." So the car was getting ready in the workshop, and she was watching from the reception, and the driver sat in the driver's seat, and he started the car, the ignition was on, the car moved, and it didn't move further. They found in a hurry, they have forgotten to put the engine. Oh my God. Quinn said, "Mr. Ford, the engine is not there. Still the car moves." And he politely said, "Because of goodwill, madam." That much of goodwill and credibility I have in the market. Even if the engine is not there, the car is going to move. It is so beautiful example. Of course, it's a false story, but it's such a beautiful example. What is my philosophy? What is my credibility? What is my goodwill? What people think about me? What comes in their mind when they think about me? Everything, if we collaborate together, it becomes attitude. I don't say positive attitude or right attitude. I can always say clarity-based attitude. But only attitude is not enough. Only attitude is not enough. We have knowledge, attitude. The last part is still waiting. And what is the last part? Skill. And there are two types of skills. One is technical skill. You can repair a car, you can repair a television, you can repair a refrigerator, and there's another skill called attitudinal skill. And I'm going to talk about attitudinal skill. In attitudinal skill, there are 4 major attitudinal skill. The first major attitudinal skill is RS. RS stands for relationship skills. And some people are so good in creating relations, so good. Time to time, giving some happy birthday messages to their client, happy anniversary, sending some gifts. These are all promotional material. They're always keeping in touch with their client. They don't bother about selling. They are more concerned about after-sales service, because they know one thing for sure, that if I get references from each client, 2 references, more than enough. My business is done. They're never shortfall. They maintain wonderful, fantastic relation. And in sales, we have realized, even if you talk so well, but if your client feels you are just talking, but internally there is no connectivity, you don't get business. Are you there? If your client feels internally there is no connectivity, this guy is talking was okay, but I don't find the connection. Nothing is gelling between us. Oh my God, it doesn't work. The first skill is relationship skill. How good you are to have a wonderful relation with people. How quickly you can expand your comfort zone. If you're flying and somebody sitting beside you, you have a choice to talk or not to talk. But there are some people, they love exchanging visiting cards, and the business is done. And that is only possible if we have second skill, and that is known as CS. CS stands for communication skill. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, because I'm working on communication part, producing sound through vocal cord is not communication. I repeat, producing sound through vocal cord is not communication. Communication part means how good I am in delivering my message, how good I am in clarifying my message. When I'm talking and communicating, my colleagues or my client or anybody has to provoke me to repeat my dialogue or I am absolutely clear. So second skill comes communication skill. But if the third one is not maintained properly, both these two are going to fail. The third skill comes DMS, which means decision making skill. People are very poor in deciding. We suffer through two diseases, indecisiveness and doubt. दो बीमारी काम करती हैं. मैं कहता हूं have doubt but take decision. डाउट रहना चाहिए, डाउट के बगैर तो कोई काम होता है, बट डिस्पाइट हैविंग डाउट टेक डिसीजन. एंड हियर गोज अ लवली स्टोरी. द स्टोरी इज अबाउट अ गाय हु वेंट टू अ शिपिंग कंपनी फॉर अ जॉब ऑफ अ कैप्टन. एंड द ओनर ऑफ दिस शिपिंग कंपनी सेड, बच्चे एक बात बताओ, तेरे को मैं कैप्टन रिक्रूट करने के पहले आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन फॉर यू. यू नो, you are a captain and the ship is going, you are sailing, and a giant wave comes. What would you do? He said, I'll put the anchor. Langar, मैं anchor को नीचे फेंकूंगा. The second wave come. What would you do? He said, I'll put another anchor in the ocean. The third wave comes. What would you do? Third anchor. Now the owner said, बच्चे एक बात बता, इतने एंकर तू बेटा लाएगा कहां से? बोले, जहां से आप लहर ला रहे हो, आप लहर लाते जाओ, हम एंकर लाते जाएंगे, सारी रात यही करते रहे. अरे जब लहर आएगी तब देख लेंगे, अभी से क्यों डरा रहे हो? Here is a point, ladies and gentlemen. जब भी आप कोई नया काम करने जाते हैं, हमारी ही इंडस्ट्री के लोग हमें शायद रोक देते, अरे ये नहीं करना. हर चीज पहले बार डर लेके आती है. मेरा तीसरा क्वेश्चन आपके लिए अब आ रहा है, चौथा, आई थिंक फोर्थ क्वेश्चन इज, व्हाट आर माई 4 or 5 पेंडिंग डिसीजंस? मेरी 4-5 कौन सी पेंडिंग डिसीजंस हैं जो मैं लेना चाहता हूं, but due to some fear, I have not taken those decisions. My pending 4 or 5 decisions I wanted to take, but due to some fear, I have not taken those decisions because I was told or programmed or conveyed or said कि अगर ये लोगे तो तुम्हारा बेड़ा गर्क हो जाएगा. नहीं होगा. I don't know, some university has conducted another survey and they invited 100 people and they were all of the same age and the age was 95-year-old and they were given a questionnaire and they were asked, अगर तुम्हें दोबारा जिंदगी मिले तो तुम वो क्या करना चाहोगे जो अब तक 95 years की एज में कर नहीं पाए? 95 की बहुत अच्छी एज होती है. Do we agree? They wrote all the answers, and out of all the answers, sir, 3 answers came as common answer. Answer number 1, हम कुछ ऐसा करके मरना चाहेंगे कि लोग हमें याद रखें. क्या आंसर है? देखिए एक बात मैं आपको बता दूं, हम बाहर से कितने भी बैड बिहेव करें, अंदर में कोई बैड नहीं है. The bad behavior is conditioning, programming, wrong experiences. But if you go deep inside and inside and inside, you'll find the beautiful rose flower is there. But the experiences are wrong, so my behavior is wrong. So they wrote, हम कुछ ऐसा करके मरना चाहेंगे that even after my death, people are going to remember me. The second answer, हम अपने लिए कुछ समय निकालना चाहेंगे अपनी ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट के लिए. अपने लिए कोई टाइम ही नहीं निकाला, दुनिया के लिए टाइम था. आज हम सब ने अपने लिए टाइम निकाला है एक्चुअली. So I'm thankful to you. The third answer is so beautiful. And they said, हम और भी ज्यादा रिस्क लेना चाहेंगे जो किसी डर के कारण हम loudly ले नहीं सके. And the question is over. And the answer is over. We all have that. When I came in the speaking industry in 1994, I can tell you, there were people, they said, ये कौन सी इंडस्ट्री में तुम एंटर कर रहे हो? You will go on the stage and give them a jargon and motivation and stories. All this stuff we learned from our grandpa and grandmother. I said, come what may, this is the only thing I can do because I am in love with my job. As the time will pass by, my energy will go up. I can't do anything else. And I said, I don't mind. मैं इसी चीज को अपनी एक ब्रांड वैल्यू बनाऊंगा. धीरे धीरे आप किसी भी काम को ले लें, अगर उसमें आपकी मास्टरी है, वही आपकी ब्रांड वैल्यू बन जाती है. And it's been 18 years now. And my calendar till 4 months is absolutely packed. Every day I'm speaking, meeting new people, interacting with new people, learning from them rather than me telling that I'm teaching them. No way. So here comes the point. Am I very quick to take new decisions. I know so many people who started their career with me in the same company in 1991. Still the guys are there and I meet them oftenly and I said, Yaar, you were so good in English speaking. You were so good in presentation. I learned from you. You could have opened your own company. Said, yaar, risk lene ki himmat nahi hai. Sara khel risk lene mein hi chupa hua hai. More risk, more achievement. Of course, failures are there. We are late because our priorities are not set. We are late because we are not, programmed. So ladies and gentlemen, my humble request, let's do it for 90 days. Am I very honest about my TM? TM stands for time management. And they say if you can't manage your time, you can't manage your life. If your relationship skill is good, if your communication skill is good, if your decision making power is good, if your time management is good, and let me also add the final one, GS, goal setting. If you have a goal in life, not desire. Desire is a dream without deadline. Goal is a deadline with dream. When you have a deadline that 2017, 20th June by 6 p.m. in my bank, this much of money I would like to see. Here my business is expanding. All these areas I am doing my business. When all these things are crystal clear, those who believe in spirituality, I must tell you, nature only responds to those people who can see good picture. And this is spiritual one I am talking, not the motivational one. And God says, God means nature. The existence says that I'm always ready to give you, but you are closed. What can I do? I'm always ready to give you. There was a professor in China, and 40 years he has been teaching chemistry. And after 40 years of teaching, he realized I was wasting my time. Let me learn something new. He went to a Zen master in China, in the village. And he wanted to learn about Zen, the pure Zen. And the appointment was given at 7 a.m. in the morning. And the master said, reach on time or else door close. The professor reaches on time at 7 o'clock sharp. The master opens the door and said, welcome professor, sit down. Let's have a cup of tea first of all. Because in China and Japan, tea is known as one of the most spiritual aspects of serving and, looking after your guests. So master was pouring the tea in the cup and talking to the professor, and the cup was filled in and it was overflowing, trickling down, but the conversation is on. And the professor said, master, stop it now. It seems I have come to a wrong place. You are here to talk to me about Zen. You don't have your own concentration. He said, I know that because I wanted to ask you a question on this exercise. The question is, can you fill up a cup which is already filled in? And what is the answer? Loudly. No, your mind cup is already filled with your programming, conditioning, analysis, judgment, evaluation, technicalities. It is not possible for me to put the real essence of Zen in your mind cup. You got to unpour. This microphone was microphone at 7 o'clock when we started, 5:30 when we started. And the microphone will remain microphone by the time I end. It doesn't have the capacity to change. But human beings are not microphone, they are living beings. They have the capacity to change right now. If they decide that from tomorrow morning, in all my area, and let me define the area. There are 4 areas: my health, my business, my relation, my finance. Health, business, relation, finance. In each area, I'm going to give my best. Who can stop you, ladies and gentlemen? Who can stop you? Let's not expect change from outer world. Change comes from here, not from there. There was a small boy and he was only 5-year-old and he was waiting for his father to come. The father came in the evening and boy said, Dad, can we play a game together? Father said, I'm extremely busy, not in a mood to play. Tired. He said, no, Dad, I was waiting for you. So what father did, he just gave him a piece of paper where the atlas map was there, the world map, and told his son, look at me. So he tore it apart into pieces. The map was tore it apart into pieces, in bits and pieces, and gave it to his son and said, आज का गेम बेटा पता है क्या? इस मैप को वैसे ही बना देना है जो पहले था. Very clever father, huh? So the little one goes in the corner, took the sellotape, keep all the sellotapes in a proper direction, and within 15 minutes, the map was ready. Within 15 minutes. And the guy comes, Dad, the map is ready. And the dad says, amazing, how could you do this? And the answer was, Dad, you are a big man, so you would have taken big time. I am a small guy, so I have taken a small time, No, I want the right answer. He said, Dad, when you were tearing the map apart in bits and pieces, I couldn't see the map. I saw the other side, there was a picture of man. And I set the man right, the map was automatically right. Are you there with me? I set the man right and the map was automatically right. We got to set the man right. This man who can think and feel and dance and romance, who can take action. So from tomorrow morning, this man, he or she wakes up and says, today is a new day of my life. It's not a birth, it is a rebirth. Rebirth means I choose to have a life the way I feel despite having all challenges. And for that, what you need to do? Simple example. There was a hunter and he was expert in understanding birds' languages. Birds' language में उसकी expertise थी. So one day he caught hold of a beautiful parrot. उसको पकड़ के ले आया और पिंजरे में रख दिया. Next day, as he was about to go to the jungle, he asked that parrot, do you have a message for your friends to convey? The parrot said, yes, I do have a message. And the message is, when you meet my friend in the jungle, just tell them I'm okay. And tell them the way I'm showing, not the way you want to say. Just tell them I'm okay, the way I'm showing. Bringing the shoulder down, just tell them I'm okay. He didn't understand. He went in the jungle and all the parrots were waiting for him. And they said, have our friend conveyed any message for us? He said, yes, I have a message for you from your friend. Your friend said that he's okay. And he showed me this. All parrots who were on the trees, they just fell down on the ground. Absolutely dead. He was so confused. He was absolutely mesmerized. He ran to the home and kept to this parrot and he was eagerly waiting for the answer. He said, did you meet my friends? Yes, I conveyed your message. What happened? The moment I conveyed your message, they were all down on the floor. The moment he heard, he was down in the cage. He was also dead and he was double confused, the hunter. He brought the parrot out and the parrot flew. And then parrot said, you know my language, but you don't know my body language. The moment I conveyed I am okay, I showed you my body language. The indirect meaning is I'm not okay. And my all colleagues said, if you want to have a rebirth, you got to die once. So they acted as a dead human being, as a dead being, so they showed me. So I had to act as a dead man, and now I have taken a rebirth. The story says if I have to take a rebirth, I have to kill all my negativity, all my hindrances, all my possibilities. Albert Einstein has used only 15% of his total potential. That's what they say. And we guys are only using 3 to 7%, somewhere between 3, which means till 15 we can go. So tonight or tomorrow night or tomorrow night, don't sleep till the time you're absolutely convinced, is this enough I have used or do I have enough fuel still left? And you will see nature and creativity and existence is providing you answers and replies and make a list. What I need to do, right? 30, 40, 56 items. What I need to do to improve my health, my business, my relation, my finance, despite every damn challenge, because without challenge, tapping of potential is not possible. Is not possible at all. If we do that, life is beautiful. And I'm not saying just follow what I say. Never do that. Please experiment what I'm saying. Keep 90 days for experiment. And after experimentation, if you feel bullshit, whatever Rajesh Agarwal has said, oh God, first class, we are still friends. But after 90 days, if you feel, no, things are working. Things are happening. Even if this much is happening, good, things are happening. Lovely, I'm happy. Which means we have really utilized our time. We have really invested our time. We have really given our best. And life is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. I love you. Thank you very much for listening to me and giving me a